What do you think about K. Michelle saying that she will not give us a chance?
If your dating life requires this much documentation, maybe the issue is not who you date, maybe it's how you move.
Her decisions seem to be based in trauma versus what she's saying that she's healed.
And what's beautiful about her display here, it allows me to call out yet another prime example of a lack of accountability.
She says she's done with black men. We don't really care.
She thinks she's going to come over there and fool the white kings, and they're going to think, oh, her behavior is just exotic. No, it's dysfunctional. She needs therapy. But, also in Black love and Black women that are back on the market, my girl K. Michelle is, she's back out there. At first I was happy, but she is pursuing the white kings. She did an interview with our man, the Holly boy himself, Cam Newton, and she had a nice little sit down with him, and she told him, she's moved to Nashville. She's seen some things. She's seen different relationship dynamics, of course, different culture out there versus Atlanta. And she said, you know what? I like the way the white kings are doing things out here. I'm leaving you guys in Atlanta. I'm leaving the community. I'm going to pursue my white kings and my white king happiness and live the dream. And she said, you know what? Jay, Delvin, the rest of you brothers, you're out of luck, man. I'm sorry. I'm not available to the white kings. So, Jay, what do you think about K. Michelle saying that she will not give us a chance?
Respectfully, if your dating life requires this much documentation, maybe the issue is not who you date, maybe it's how you move, maybe it's you. Because wasn't she the woman that just had like a dating show where she was looking for a sheik or a prince or something off in the Middle East? She's like the original red pill or whatever. So K. Michelle, what I really think is, I think she curbed him in real time because it looked like he went from like confident and to confusion like 3 seconds. Like he thought he knew where the interview was going. Like maybe she thought he was shooting his shot, and she just like, I don't ball players, no ball players for me. And you're like, oh my God, I'm aghast. Like, how could you? Right? Because she corrected the record real quick. Now, she says she's done with black men. We don't really care. Honestly, every time she says it, I have to ask, who is this PSA for? Right? Because I don't think black men are begging her for attention. Maybe Cam, but Cam says does weird thing like, who called him S&M, Mr. Polly or whatever? He's not the spokesperson for Polly. Put that back somewhere. Delete that, retract that, do another, whatever. But I digress. There's a difference between making personal choices and using your dating preferences as like brand engagement. Right? She keeps announcing her departure like she waiting for somebody to stop and give her a clap out or be like, no, don't go. It's not going to happen. Let's be real. Cam Newton's movement exposed, his moment there exposed more about her than it did about him. Because if you truly moved on, you don't spend time telling everybody, I'm gone, girl. I moved on. I ain't with it no more. You'd be gone. So be gone. Go.
Wow. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the actual quote. So usually I'm all for, if you're going to date outside your race, please don't shit on your race on your way out the door. And so I'm all for that, but I just want to provide some additional context to the story. So I decided to go and see what exactly she said. And so she said, and I quote, "Black men have left me so emotionally scarred, I had to start dating outside my race to find peace." It's interesting because that's what black men say about black women. They need to find peace. She goes on to say, "I'm tired of being the mule and the therapist. I want love, not labor." Now, I'm going to say that this could possibly be because she's been in abusive relationship. She's been in very toxic relationship. I think she actually went to file criminal charges against her ex, who was, I think his name was Memphis or something like that, from Memphis. So it's Memphis or something with a Z. And I think that's part of it. And so to me, it seems like her decision, and I'll say this about black men too, her decision seemed to be based in trauma versus what she's saying that she's healed. Because if she truly healed, then she actually could have went out the door without saying that she's only exclusively, because she stated she's only exclusively dating other men outside of black men, that she will now date outside her race. And then not only did she say she would date outside her race, she went on to say that she encouraged black women to date outside their race for the very same reasons that she's dating outside. And that's another part too. Like, if love is love, then you don't have to encourage black women to do anything, just like black men don't have to encourage other black men to do anything when it comes to dating outside the race. If you're going to find love, you'll find it regardless, right? Even if you're being intentionally moving to dating outside your race. So I think that this is just another example of where you just can't say, hey, I'm just want to experiment, because you have to provide an excuse on why you're now just dating exclusively versus just saying, you know what, I just want to see, expand my horizon and see what else is out there. And so I'm not rocking with K Michelle on this simply because it's just another example of somebody shitting on their own race on their way out the door. And while she can speak to her own personal experiences and the personal choices that she made with these men, the key part is it was her personal choices of choosing men that were toxic in nature. And so therefore, and then she put that broad brush and generalization of all black men. And that's where I have a problem. We generalize all black men or all black women. And so in this particular case, Hmm, I'm not quite sure. Cam, he actually said something positive, such as, "Hey, I encourage this. I encourage you finding love where you want to find love." And I was surprised and shocked that he said that because we know Cam Newton background. Him as a room maker and a and using his women as placemats or place warmers or whatever the hell he using them as. And so I think that the overall conversation though should really be about boundaries, right? How do we set boundaries when dating? And that includes boundaries for ourselves too. So if you're dating and you're in these relationships and you find yourself attracting the same type of men, and you find yourself in the same cycle, that may be a you problem. And it might be time for some reflection, some self-reflection, so that you can stop attracting these type of men, because you have to figure out, why are you attracting these particular type of men? And if you're saying that you're only finding peace when you date outside your race, then you also need to look at yourself and figure out, is it because you change your behavior when you date outside your race? Or is it because, just think of the circumstances and whatnot? So I don't know. I personally think she could have went ahead and hit the door without making this announcement. But I think that in general, whenever somebody make this announcement, like, shut the fuck up. Just go.
I mean, she's on an interview, right? And she's being, I guess, asked questions. I mean, the real question is, why is she even being interviewed, right? But in today's, content environment, everybody's being interviewed, right? I mean, I can't wait till we start getting interviewed. So I can't be mad that people are asking her questions or that she feels like she wants to share some information. Now, one of the reasons that Cam Newton probably responded the way that he did in terms of, hey, I'm happy for you. You know what I'm saying? I love that for you, I think is what he said, which, could be a double-edged sword. That phrase in and of itself, when people say, oh, I love that for you. Yeah, it's like, it's like, bless your heart. Sometimes people really mean it the positive way, but a lot of times people mean it the other way, like, oh, I love that for you. But there's some truth in that, right? Meaning that I think the same way that Jay said it, the same way they can recognize it. When she said that, we was like, so, Matter of fact, I'll even take it a step further. We were like, woo, right? Because finally, you know what I'm saying? If we've been so bad to you, sis, ooh, let's get you off the docket. Let's get you off the leisure. Let's point you in the right direction. For any woman out there who finds themselves feeling that way, I'm low-key not mad at, K. Michelle singing that siren call, because those women are so broken and so dysfunctional, right? And they have so many deep-rooted issues, some in racism, some in whatever ism, right? Sexism, whatever, right? That they probably would not be a good partner to a well-meaning black man anyway. Hell, they probably wouldn't even be a good partner to a non-well-meaning black man. There are guys out there, for as cute as K. Michelle is, like, nah. As much as we like crazy pussy, nah, we good on that. Nah, nah. Niggas extol the virtues of crazy coochie, and K. Michelle has just been crossed off the crazy coochie list, right? That should tell you something, right? And what's beautiful about her display here, it allows me to call out yet another prime example of a lack of accountability that S&M so eloquently broke down, because yes, she chose a lot of these people. And so for her, maybe in her mind, she doesn't trust herself. You know what I'm saying? She likes certain types of black guys. So maybe the only way that she can escape, because she doesn't have the willpower enough to recognize that maybe she's not making the best choices with the guy that she chooses to sleep with. She's like, oh, let me go over here, thinking that the grass is greener. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I believe the grass is greener when I see her ass walking down that aisle. You know what I'm saying? Until then, you know what I'm saying? You're delusional. You know what I'm saying? I think low key, women like her think that they can trick white dudes, you know what I'm saying, to fuck with them a certain type of way. If we really gonna talk about it, can I talk about it? Yes, you can, Nick. Let's really talk about it. These bitches think that because they're exotic to them or that their little feistiness is code for he gonna put up with my shit. Listen, my white kings out there, she's playing you, my G. You know what I'm saying? She playing you for pussy.
Not
Okay?
you
Now, if
shit
you
on
is,
her.
you is. You dig what I'm saying? I hope at least the coochie is fire based off of your standards. But what I'm saying is she don't respect you for real, for real. And that's what the fuck she's talking about. Okay? She's looking for a white dude. She could be a doormat too. Okay? And good luck with that. Okay? Because what white king of self-respect is gonna want to put up with your black ass? Okay. So
Why?
I'm gonna just keep it 1,000. You know what I'm saying? But she's a beautiful girl on the inside.
Oh, yes.
She still has
Yeah,
Why?
more
yeah,
human
yeah,
Yes.
intentions.
Yes.
Why?
Go ahead,
Yes.
Why?
Delvin.
One of God's children.
Why?
yeah. No
Why? I'm
complaints.
just gonna go with why. Why? Why we had to go down this super dark, deep path of, warning the white kings of her behavior and whatnot. But it's all good because you know what? The only question I just gotta ask is why can't we just divest without demonizing each other? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do we have to have this demonization when we're divesting?
Are you talking
That's
about
all
for
I just
her?
want
You
to know.
talking about for her? Go ahead, Delvin.
Yeah, and look, we talked about it. The the group chat of the brothers, we're in it. The group chat doesn't care. We don't care. I think she wants us to care. And here's the messed up part about it. Nick was cooking. She thinks she's gonna come over there and fool the white kings, and they gonna think, oh, her behavior is just exotic. No, it's dysfunctional. She needs therapy. We just know what's up. And here's the messed up part. They always talk about, oh, I want a man to protect and provide, and has all his money and all this other shit going on in the social circles that she's in, and the type of men she's been around for her, entertainment career, none of them wanted to bag you. None of them wanted to protect and provide. And she brought up black men having families and community. You couldn't find anybody in your social circle who wanted to create a family with you and start a life with you. That's a you problem. You're in proximity to the kind of black men most black women would kill to be in proximity of, and they don't want to fuck with you like that. That's a you issue. Maybe you can go over there to Nashville and find a country singer that's with the shits. I mean, and that's cool. And Cam said something, and I thought it was really deep. I don't know what kind of reaction she was looking for when she said, "Listen, I'm leaving the group chat. I'm leaving Wakanda." He said, "You know what? I value happiness. So I'm happy for you. Go for it." And she seemed kind of taken aback by it. Yeah, if that's gonna make you happy and that's what you're gonna find what you're looking for over there, then that's cool. Go be happy. And that's all you want. I am pro go where you celebrate it, not tolerate it. So I wish K Michelle the best, and I hope she finds what she's looking for outside the group chat. And I'm gonna land on that.
And you know what's funny, right? Just before we move on, that last thing you said, Delvin, was super important because here was a brother wishing her well, and she didn't know how to receive that. It's almost as if maybe she's only been around brothers who maybe don't wish her well, right? And then wonder why she's in a state of mind of like not wanting brothers. You dig what I'm saying? I don't really get that.